Hello, we're Team 20 and we're Team EE Audit, and today we're going to walk you through what we have done through the semester. So we were trying to solve two main problems. The first main problem that we were trying to solve is that currently varied forms of energy usage data is collected. However, the data is not sufficient to measure the efficiency of energy usage. This has created a need for measuring additional metrics to get a more accurate representation of energy usage efficiency. And secondly, occupants have very little perspective on their energy usage. This has created a need to make occupants aware of their energy usage and then incentivize this usage. Next, please. So in terms of goals, we want to get a metric for efficiency, but efficiency can also mean a lack of inefficiency. And to measure inefficiency, we want to understand the behaviors that create inefficiency. Then we would measure these behaviors through sensors that are installed by Penn's blockchain initiative, and we would quantify them through metrics. Finally, we would create an incentive model to prevent excess usage. Next, please.
So for us to be able to achieve the goals of our project, we also need to decide on what behaviors necessarily constitute energy wastage. So this could be leaving lights on when not in use, not changing filters in your HVAC system, or say browsing the refrigerator for a few minutes while you're still deciding what you do want to eat. And so to do this, we also have to define key metrics. That is, how exactly do we measure this energy wasting behaviors, right? So we could either measure the indoor air quality, that is particulate matter or CO2 levels, to figure out how many people are in a certain space. It could be the artificial lighting used when the space is unoccupied and there's, say, sufficient energy or natural lighting existing from outside that could be fixed by easily opening up a window. Or say the utilization factor of an appliance, that is, how much are you using the device versus how much it actually could be used in the course of a period, say, as long as a year.
As Maria mentioned, we will need certain sensors to collect the data for these key metrics. These include the indoor air quality sensors such as temperature and relative humidity, as well as the CO2 concentration sensor. We will also need the light sensor to determine the amount of natural and artificial light. We also need the energy monitor sensor to determine energy use, as well as a passing infrared sensor, which will determine the presence of other people in the room. We will create a framework for incentivization for this project. There are three ways we can go about it. The first is self-benchmarking, which is tracking a student's energy use over time and incentivize them to self-improve over time. Another is peer benchmarking, where essentially a student is competing with others to optimize energy use. And lastly is threshold-based benchmarking, where we would set up certain limits to mitigate the amount of energy used in the building. We would then incentivize good behavior in terms of energy use through PennCoin, which is essentially this token that will reward students based on positive energy use based on these three benchmarks.